Club Podcast all up in your ear. Talking all that good you wanna hear. Stogies, bourbons, and everything in between. Griff and Pugh are not experts by any means, so sit back and light one up. Make sure you got something good in your cup. Happy smoking, now enjoy the program. Thank you for being part of the Cigar Club fam.
What's going on, Cigar Club family, and welcome back to another episode of the Cigar Club Podcast. I'm Pugh, and along with me, as always, is Griff Howie. Thank you all so much for listening every week, as well as leaving your thoughts and feedback on each episode. If this is your first time joining us, thank you so much for tuning in. The Cigar Club Podcast is where we talk about all things cigars with you, the Cigar Club family, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. On today's episode, we'll be smoking two $5 cigars to determine if you can find a $5 cigar that is worth your time and money to smoke. Now for this, we didn't include shop blends because obviously those aren't available everywhere and usually are very budget friendly blends, but also can be really good. So these are two name brand cigars that you should be able to find pretty much anywhere. And then little caveat, obviously these were $5 at our local brick and mortar. They may be cheaper or maybe a little touch over at your local retailer. So we won't know what we're smoking until the end. So we're going to light these up side by side and get after it. One of these cigars is already pre-cut or it's not capped. So you don't need to cut that one. And the other one is just like a normal cigar.
I just went to smell it and went up my nostril a little bit.
Ooh.
Top of the afternoon, Tube. You looks like you're wearing the same outfit as last podcast.
Brother, are you as well?
I really like this outfit. So,
well, a cold front came through, and
it's cold here.
It's cold and windy here still. A whole week later.
Excuse me. It is just chugged a Diet Coke before this, so cover your ears for the next 5 minutes. I have a couple questions. I don't know. Am I allowed to ask the questions or maybe wait till Ramsey? I would like to know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about these.
Surely the smaller one was not, but was this petite Corona banded? No kidding.
Really?
They were both banded, he says. Wow.
Interesting.
And the smaller one was already cut, or you cut it? And it's not even cut straight, which is cool.
Well, it's not cut. It's just uncapped.
Oh, I see.
So it's all natural.
This smaller, the more substantial one it's a great size.
I like this. Yeah. Unfortunately, all my cigar stuff is at my parents' house, so I'm going to murder these cigars with this quad flame torch. It
smells good too.
I can say I very rarely smoke a cigar this size. The Villager Exports are the ones that I think of the most when I think of like a quick, short smoke. I've had... I think the Castagli has a couple short smokes that are like this that we tried at PCA. Which one of these could be? I don't remember how that.
Cold draw is great. Mm-hmm. You're also lagged on my side, so I'm like, you're not talking, but you're talking. It's creeping me out.
I lit up. I'm going to call this one a more traditional cigar, just for our comparison's sake.
Me too.
That's fantastic.
I got a new lighter as well.
While you get that lighted, I do want to let everyone know that Warehouse Selects Volume 2 is out now. So these are going to be completely different cigars than Volume 1. So if you purchase that one, you can purchase this one knowing you'll get a new range of cigars. This is our mystery sampler that is put together by our incredible warehouse team who packs all of your orders and ships out to you in amazing speed each month and each week.
My God.
And each package will include a variety of premium blends ranging from mild to full-bodied at an incredible price and value. So if you haven't got that yet, go ahead and grab one now.
This is amazing.
Which, are you on the more traditional cigar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's probably, a 38 by 5?
I think this is
4?
like a 25.
Really?
Because I'm thinking the Villager Miami Lancero is a 38. And I feel like that, okay, maybe a 25 is wrong. Maybe this is like a 30 to 35. But I feel like that one's substantially bigger than this one here.
It's got some underlying spice. Like, did you get any of that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh. Oh,
4.5 by 36. So we split the difference just about.
4.5, 36. This is a beast.
This is killer. Oh, man. I can't wait to find out. I don't even know who makes these sizes. The only one that comes to mind are the two that we've had. And this is clearly not a Villiger export. And I think the Castagli ones were smaller than this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they were this size.
I don't know. This is... I would buy 50 of these. This would be a great truck cigar.
Oh,
you know, I've been doing that.
I saw you smoking in your truck the other day. I thought you
that.
didn't do that.
I did it 2 or 3 times that day.
No shit.
I'm starting to stutter. It's zero harm. Windows down, air off, and I've got a back window too, which may or may not help. But it doesn't stick. It doesn't stay anywhere, and you can't smell it. So when I lit up like probably on 15 or 16, a whole 15 or 16 on Saturday after golf or during golf, and I was like, I'm not gonna just toss this. So had full moon. Full moon? No, I'm thinking of the dog treats.
Barbecue?
The drinks. New moon? No.
High noon.
High noon. I'm thinking of full moon dog treats because we bought those yesterday.
I went full moon barbecue, so
I had a half a high noon and 3/4 of a cigar left, and I was like, no problemo, windows down, and dude, it is amazing.
It was a lot of fun. Are you just hanging your cigar out the window the whole time, or are you putting it in like an indoor inside ashtray?
The smoke output on this thing is insane too. It's resting inside in my hand.
But like it's hanging out the window?
No, but still in the truck. But the smoke's pretty much going straight out. But like now, if I go to afternoon beers or whatever at my brother's, light up here because it's only a 5-minute drive. But it's a game changer. Sam was like, "Oh, my wife would kill me." Sam, your wife wouldn't even know. I'm telling you. Plus, I mean, when you get to the place, keep the windows down for maybe an hour or something.
When we did that, sorry, you cut out there.
No.
Was when we did this in Bradley's car in Miami, it was the first time I smoked in a vehicle, and the whole time I'm like, "Oh my god, please don't ash!" Like that's the only thing that really makes it uncomfortable for me. Is I don't know what to do with my ash, which is why I asked that question of what the fuck you were doing with it.
Yeah, I just tapped it outside. Granted, these were all back roads to the golf course in here. On the highway, maybe something different. But, some people like fill up a cup with a little bit of water at the bottom just to tap it right into.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
And you're also probably not smoking something crazy where, you're
on
smoking
a highway, it's like I don't do that because I'm going 80 or 85. It's just like too loud. And back roads and stuff, it's awesome. Yeah. Highly recommend it. And granted, if you have cloth seats too, that could be a little bit iffy. But there's no resemblance whatsoever. And,
or if you're leasing it.
I was the most timid to do this for years and years and years, and finally, like, screw it, let's do it. It's awesome. It changes driving.
Well, it'll change being a passenger for me.
I'm liking this a lot.
Have you lit up the other one? Mm-mm. So the other one is I assume it's a Puro or Purito. Because it reminds me of Purito, where it's just heavy in one flavor profile. It tastes like a Nicaraguan Corojo Purito. The standard cigar, I mean, both of these are outputting infinitely more smoke than the Davidoff Royal release that we smoked last episode for the 100th. It's insane. I like the size better at 4.5 by 36 than the little Purito, just because it feels a little too small. Like I feel like I'm smoking a cigarette. Okay. 3 and 5/8 by 22.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. That just like tastes like a leaf of Lajero or something. Mm-hmm. Which is great. We were smoking those Puritos in Mexico.
Yeah.
And I could smoke those things all night. I mean,
or the Aganorsa Puritos that we did when we were in Miami.
Rolling right there, and I think the Lajero in Mexico was my favorite too. But
yeah,
I mean, this is. Would never see myself smoking this tiny little thing, but if it had a band on it, I mean, that's pretty badass.
I think Ramsey said both had bands.
Yeah.
I don't think I would gravitate other than for the I'm going to call it a Purito. It may not be, but the 3 1/8 by 22. If it is a Purito, I would be more willing to grab it just to try an individual leaf. If it's a blended cigar, with traditional wrapper, binder, filler, I don't see how, but it could be. I'd be less inclined to pick it up.
There's
simply
no way.
for it'd be fun to try. It's always fun to try those individual leaves to further your cigar knowledge. But this regular cigar, I'd buy this and smoke this all day.
No doubt. The smoke output is, I mean, it's windy, but you can see it. I'm blasting my wife who's on the hammock behind me, but this thing is very good for $5.
Yeah. My God. I think I enjoy these more. Maybe not the 22 ring gauge cigar. It may be on par, but I enjoy this 36 ring gauge cigar more than Villiger Exports. And I'll be curious to see if this cigar is short filler or long filler.
The one that's cut reminds me a lot of Villiger.
Do they have little Puritos?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they
I also
did.
am curious if this is hand rolled or machine made.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
I
it would be
think both. I
factory
think this
or-
is definitely hand rolled.
I think the bigger one is.
I think
But
this
I
could
mean,
be
surely
machine.
the smaller one. I don't know.
Could be tiny machine hands.
I mean, the ash on this too, and the construction, the bigger one
Yeah.
is great. All day, I would entertain this. The smaller one is just a little too small. Like it's like a toothpick.
This in the truck for those 5-minute drives. I mean, hell, this is going to be like a 30-minute cigar, I bet.
Yeah, I will be.
Damn.
We need to order whatever this is. So,
I know,
what are we
right?
doing with this podcast? We're just discussing both.
Yeah, it'll be a little shorter of a podcast, but we wanted to do this blind. It's going to be tough to get a $5 cigar that's going to be anything bigger than these that actually is decent. Yeah, just smoking these, shooting the shit. I haven't really, really talked about my bourbon trail trip. I had some time off there.
Oh, are you prompting me for questions?
My bourbon
Pugh,
trail trip.
How the
Yes,
hell
Griff.
was the bourbon trip or the bourbon trail? You officially covered all of them, right?
Griff, thank you so much for asking. I
just
didn't
pulled that
know
one out of my ass.
if you would or not. So I appreciate you asking. Yes, I did wrap up the actual bourbon trail. We went to from between 2019 and this year. We went to all of the distilleries. A lot of the ones that we went to this time, though, were on the craft distillery.
Yeah.
We hit most of the major ones last time, with exception of a few. Like we went to Woodford this time, Stitzel-Weller this time, a couple other ones that were on the main one. And so it was really interesting to see the difference between a huge production facility like Buffalo Trace or Jim Beam or Jack
Turkey,
Daniels, that we went to
yeah.
last year as well.
Heaven
Absolutely,
Hill.
Turkey. And then you go to these smaller craft distilleries that are producing, maybe 100 bottles a week, and they're in a 2-room facility, basically a gift shop and a actual brewery. So it was really cool to see different sides of the operation, and more so to the point, how these smaller craft distilleries are surviving while they either get their juice rested to be long enough, or now
Yeah.
they are having that juice that is rested long enough, and they're able to actually sell a straight bourbon whiskey or a bottled in bond, whatever it may be. And so I went in like, I'm not going to buy too much because we're going to mostly craft ones. I'm not going to be, I wanted to go in, and if I wasn't blown away, I didn't want to buy it. And I think I ended up buying more than I did the first time.
I think you're blown away on a lot. I mean, from what it looked like.
Yeah. And not all of it was bourbon. Like I bought a absinthe. I bought some like bourbon creams, which I normally don't like.
Yeah.
But these were
Good.
just stupid good. And so I was like, you know what? I've never seen these before. Why not? And it was cool supporting, a smaller craft distillery. So
What?
ton of fun. We are planning on going up probably next year and hitting up Cincinnati area and finishing out the craft bourbon trail. But we also finished the urban bourbon trail, which is their food one. So a lot of fun.
What? So if you like name just a small, like, what was like the first one you went to? It was like on the side of the road. It looked like.
Yeah, that was Dueling Grounds, just outside of Tennessee, right on the border. And that was the first distillery of the trip. It was good, but it didn't blow me away. It also because like, hey, it's the first one. I don't necessarily want to spend money that I didn't. But it was fun. It's a really small, very, very small building. And they're, slowly expanding. Every company that we talk to, obviously we're in the bourbon boom right now, but everyone's like, yeah, we're getting more rick houses, or we're expanding our, copper stills or whatever it may be. So everyone was doing successful, even the smaller craft distilleries.
So, but if they had a bottle there that you liked, I mean, comparing it to some of the larger distilleries, are they reasonably priced? Are they more expensive than those to justify?
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff that I purchased, with exception of a few, was maybe slightly more expensive than what you would expect.
Yeah.
For what's in the bottle.
Yeah.
Like I bought a Green River Distilling Company, which is now on the Bourbon Trail. They are the number 10 DSP, I believe, if memory serves, and they recently were able to get the rights to their name back so they can get that DSP number back. Like they were fantastic. I bought a bottle, super happy. That was like $35. To get the beautiful tin was an extra $5.
Oh yeah.
Like great price, amazing juice. They're going to start, I think 3 days after I was there, they came out with their wheated bourbon. So I was like, would have loved to have gotten that or be able to try that.
Yeah.
That was a standout for me. I think even though they're not craft, they're not smaller by any means, but that one was one that I never tried before that stood out for me. I think my favorite ended up being Bardstown though.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would like the newness, the cleanliness of, the buildings, and it's very methodical where you go to like Wild Turkey and there's texture and history behind the buildings. I didn't think I would like their process and kind of all the technology they've incorporated into it, but I was pleasantly surprised, blown away. I loved all of the bourbons that we've tried. The facility is amazing.
Oh, it's insane.
I wish it wasn't as expensive as it was though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very, very expensive. We did the thieving tour like you did, and one of the barrels was one of the Origins that wasn't bottled yet, which was pretty cool. And I thought the same thing. I mean, it was amazing. The campus was just unreal. Just the price was
like I bought their new rye whiskey that had just been released. I texted
the
Alec.
green label.
The green, yeah. I texted Alec because I noticed they had Alec Bradley cigars for Bardstown, and he's like, "Hey, if they have it, get the rye." And they just so happen to actually have the rye autographed by their head distiller. So I think that was like 100, which is to me a lot for a rye.
Yeah.
But especially for one that I haven't tried. But it was too cool to get a new release that was just coming out.
Yeah.
While I was in the distillery.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were saying their restaurant's amazing. I need to go back.
And, I would go back just for the food, honestly. We were hearing insane reviews about it, and it was unreal. We had bourbon slushies, and
those looked really good.
I mean, the food was killer, absolutely killer.
A huge bourbon selection too, not just Bardstown bourbon.
Yeah.
It was amazing to hear how much bourbon they produce for people that aren't them. I think it was like 95% of the bourbon that's in their warehouses is contracted for other companies, big or small. That was amazing. And they're constantly, I think they're adding like 3 new rick houses each year or something like that.
They said they had like 550,000 barrels or something on site or something like that. I mean, the numbers are insane.
It's astronomical for it. And dude, their rick houses were really, really nice. Those beautiful clear glasses so you can see into them. The thieving, that little like private speakeasy bar in the thieving tour that was back there for private events and stuff like that. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah,
they really put in
having like
billions of dollars,
a wedding or an event out there, which I think a lot, they do a lot of.
Mm-hmm. God, could you imagine how expensive that is?
Oh my God! So the guy we were with, Dave's cousin Ryan, I believe he said that his best friend rented the place out or whatever for some event, and he said it was unreal. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, I'm sure it was rather pricey.
I think going back, I don't necessarily it's going to be something we do every year, but I would love to go back. I went back to Willet again for the second time. We did just a tasting tour last time, the first time we were there. This time we did the actual distillery tour, which was a lot of fun. I was kind of upset the first time I got to taste Purple Top was there on the tasting tour. I was for some reason hoping that I would get Purple Top again on just the regular distillery tour, but we didn't. But I have to admit, I enjoyed the pot still more than I ever had before.
Oh.
So I did buy a bottle of pot still, and I normally have that exact same reaction. It was also one of those, like, I don't have a pot still bottle, and
thank God.
Sure, it looks great. Well, I do now. But I was impressed with their other, like their Bardstown Bottle and Bond, some of their lower end stuff. Because normally for me, it's just the family estate. Yeah. But I was happy with those lower end offerings. I think I picked up a bottle of their Bottle and Bond.
Yeah, I think they had all the different sizes of the pot still, like the 175 pot still, which was massive. Mm-hmm. I'd be like terrified to travel anywhere with it.
I know, right?
It was crazy just to hear. I was just perusing, and some guy walked in and was like, holy shit, y'all have actual pot still available? And I'm like, oh, yeah, God. Yes,
anytime I see
save
it, usually
yourself. Don't buy it.
Double the price. And yep, I'm normally the same way, but it was hitting that day.
I will be interested when you open, if you haven't already. And now you're back home. You're not excited about it anymore. If it's going to be as good as you think it is,
I'm going to bet it's not.
Yeah,
but I do not regret buying the bottle.
Yeah, that's good.
Just for the bottle itself.
And I think I heard just in the 5 minutes we were downstairs before we went upstairs, 12 people walk in, joking, which was just cringeworthy. So, you got any Purple Tops behind the bar? I'm like, oh my God, killed me.
Oh God. Yep.
It's like,
no, if it's out, it's out.
How many times a day do they get asked that? I'm like,
every hour.
You. Oh yeah. What do you think, Tom? You think it's? Oh yeah, I've got
Tom,
one. Tom,
we were holding it for you. Yeah, we're holding it just for you. I'm glad you're here.
It is when you walk in, you see all the 4-year stuff. It's like, it's hard to tell from a distance.
I know. I walked in and they had just the green foiled rye. Yeah. And it was like in the cabinet, Yeah. And I'm like, is that green? Is that a darker color? So I'm like waddling over there, and I'm like, oh.
I believed you for a quick second when you said you were first there or whatever. I'm like, I could see easily.
You could see me doing that.
On a Wednesday, though, being first there, like they have 4, 6, or 10 available. Because that's usually how it happens. But
Will it Wednesday, baby?
But I was like, nah, you're not. There's no shot.
No, not a shot at all. I didn't find anything crazy. There was no. I stopped in as many liquor stores as I wanted to, or I could. Yeah. Not expecting to find unicorn bottles or the hopes of. The only place that I went into was connected to a gas station, and they had the full BTAC collection. They had Weller 12, Weller Full Proof, the whole gambit. It was naturally, as you suspected, it was overpriced. But he's like, oh yeah, I got this. You interested? I'm like, shoot me a number.
Yeah,
1,200 for Weller 12, and I'm like, nope.
What?
Yeah,
for Weller 12.
I'm like, I get why it's up there in the fucking sun all day long.
Ugh.
I get it. They want to draw in customers. If you sell it, you sell it. That's great.
I mean, you're making. It's like people go to Vegas and just drop ungodly amounts of money. It's the same thing, and. A lot of those bottles you can't find in their natural habitats. So it's like, well, it's here. I'm in.
If you had the money, I mean, we're both sitting here.
I bet if that was
if that was chump change to us, all of us are buying that. No questions asked.
Yeah.
So I get it, and they sell it once that they've made any type of annoyance of.
Yeah.
Telling their customers how expensive it is.
Yeah, the place that was next to our Airbnb had everything as well, and it was the same guy every single day. Every night we went over there. It was a different number for, I can't remember what year the Purple Top was, but every night it was like he dropped it by $150 or $200
until someone bought it.
Yeah, Matt was the same guy that was asking every night. He's like, because none of it had price tags, and he never did get to where Matt wanted to be, but.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, Nashville. We went to Nashville after that. That was great. I love that city. Mm-hmm. It's so fun to where we were staying in our friend's apartment, literally downtown, the music section, just so much to do.
Yeah.
And then Huntsville was really great too. Overall,
Yeah, I forgot you went all those places.
we went everywhere. Did my first murder mystery in a speakeasy in Huntsville that they used to hide the booze.
Oh, that's cool.
That was one of the most fun experiences that I've ever had. Because
That's
I've
cool.
never had to, I wasn't in drama or anything like that. So having to like act out a character and it was a lot more fun. Amazing cocktails. Essentially, you walk in, you get 2 drinks included in this thing, and they have a sheet that has, you select the type of liquor that you want, every liquor that you could imagine, and then you pick 2 different flavor profiles. So like sweet and smoky or bitter and whatever. And they just make you a cocktail.
Yep.
And they were some of the best damn cocktails I've had.
Vault Invader downtown Greenville has that. It's called like Dealer's Choice, but you don't pick the liquor. You just pick the 2 words. And sometimes shit comes out on fire. It's Meg always does it. I don't. I usually get something else, but it's a lot of fun. It's pretty interesting to see kind of what they whip up. But
yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, world traveler for you.
I know. It was long overdue. But if you are interested in, I forgot to mention this earlier, so hopefully you haven't purchased it yet, or if you have, you'll use it for next time. Use the discount code podcast to receive 20% off select retail items. So I want to start to kind of narrow down our thoughts on each of these. I am noticing that the smaller 22 ring gauge cigar is going out. Maybe I'm not smoking it fast enough, but it's going out quite often for me, and I can only get so close to light it without it taking my eyebrows
To
off,
me,
'cause
I
of the
mean,
lighter.
again, I've never seen any of these sizes in a shop or have any of these sizes in general. To me, that reminds me of a Villiger, just because there's exports and they also have those other things. I can't remember what they call them. And I could see Villiger doing something like that.
Yeah,
It's that like Swiss side of them that I don't know, for some reason, just like
those short smokes.
Yeah.
To cater to that market that smokes differently than U.S.
the
consumers.
bigger, I mean, underlying spice. I mean, that HVC doesn't make anything like that, but like that could be in line with like an HVC profile. Origin.
I'm amazed at how much flavor is in depth of flavor in the 36 ring gauge cigar. The 22 ring gauge cigar, I still think it's a Purito because it's pretty one-dimensional, but it's good tobacco, which is I'm very, very surprised about.
Where do you think the bigger, quote unquote, country of origin?
I think the 36 ring gauge cigar is Nicaragua.
Yeah, I was thinking Nicaragua as well. Yeah,
I don't know about the 22 ring gauge cigar. Like, part of me is like I think it's Corojo. And I almost want to say it's Aganorsa, but I don't know. They don't make anything outside of their Aganorsa sampling kits.
Yeah. Wind is
so
crazy.
Not being Aganorsa, it could be Castagli. But I think their cigars were more in line of something like this than kind of that rustic Purito.
I definitely, I mean, I probably wouldn't purchase the smaller one just because it's just too small, I think. But
do you think maybe wasn't it Aganorsa that we saw that had really small Vitolas that we wanted to buy bundles of? Or was that HVC?
No, it was Aganorsa. But those were like $1.50 each.
Were they that
which
cheap?
is another podcast.
Yes, we need to
Those
do that
were
for
cheaper
sure.
than this. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't put a brand to. My gut is Villiger for the small one, and HVC profile for the bigger. But HVC doesn't make anything that small.
Yeah,
so.
I'm really curious. I would smoke all of these again, and I would buy the 36 ring gauge. Okay, so the 22 ring gauge cigar is drumroll Davidoff Signature Esquitos. Interesting.
What?
So that's a Davidoff Purito.
Format, small cigar.
Description: conceived to be the world's smallest hand-rolled long filler cigar, the classic Esquitos preserves the exemplary Davidoff blend, known for its balance and elegance. With a 22 ring gauge diameter, this petite cigar delivers the aficionado a momentary escape from their day-to-day commotion, even if only for a 10-minute smoking experience.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Could you buy one of these, Ramsey, or really?
No shit.
And go to the picture. It has the a band on. Can you show the picture of the cigar?
Oh, look at that. Different than the normal. It just says Davidoff.
It looks a lot bigger.
Yeah. And surprisingly, Ramsey, if you'll scroll down, it's a Ecuadorian wrapper with Mexico binder and Dominican Republic filler. It's a full damn cigar. It is not a Purito.
Insane.
And that means it's hand rolled.
Yeah. That's badass.
That's awesome. But it didn't remind me of a Davidoff, but it was good. If you're budget or, tight on time and you get a 15-minute smoking break and you don't like smoking cigarettes, but you love smoking cigars, that's a great little thing. I'm surprised it doesn't come in tins.
That's cool. I didn't know Davidoff did that.
Neither did I. I know they had the little tin ones, so about $4.40 a cigar based off Davidoff's MSRP.
I kind of want to buy some of these because it'd be cool with the band too. Just to have.
And it's a box, not a tin. I like that even more. It makes it seem more elegant and expensive than it is.
The size of a Post-it note.
Fits in just a regular envelope.
The picture is deceiving on that picture.
It really is. They look, and to my point about Neptune, the last podcast, I enjoy seeing the actual photo of the cigar because that thing looked like a normal cigar in that box. I need a banana for scale.
Oh, look, it looks like a toothpick. That's cool.
It's a surefire way to get pulled over by the cops if you're driving with that in your mouth. So the next one is a Plasencia Reserva Original Nestico. Wow.
From Honduras.
A box of 25 is $101 on, looks like Cigar International. That is...
I've heard of the Reserva Original, of course, but I didn't know it had...
Yeah.
They came in that... They were that small.
Oh, I would buy tins of this. A box. And it's a box, too.
That is badass.
Oh, God. That's impressive.
I'm going to have to order some of these. Nestico.
I wonder if they...
36.
I'm going to assume they have their other blends in a similar size.
That is badass.
Yeah, that's really, really good. I like they call it a Petite Corona. I do not call this
cigar.
It's like a Petite Lancero.
That's like a child Corona.
That was super impressive.
Corona. Kitty Corona.
Because I'm going through the humidor and I'm not picking that up. Just based off because I know how much I enjoy like the regular Corona or the Robusto. But that for a quick little smoke, and that's what? Just under $5?
Well, I've never seen a cigar shop with these types of sizes. So look at the ratings on it. 43.
43 ratings, 4.5 stars.
That's awesome.
Amazing. The fact that you can get Plasencia tobacco under $5 is wild. And it actually be a great, smoking cigar. It's not.
And there's a foot band. There's 3 bands on that thing.
Yeah, it takes up the whole cigar, I bet.
God. And it's in a box. That's crazy. Well done on that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That is a
I'm going to have to take a look out for those.
4.5, 36. That's a good size.
I wish, God, imagine making a cigar in that size.
Yeah.
We think 44 is our favorite.
Yeah, no
36.
That was cool.
That could be the next pinky.
True.
So that was awesome. Thank you, Ramsey, for getting those out to us so we could do that. Let's do a giveaway.
Smoke 2 of them in 35 minutes.
Exactly, for $10, which is the price of a normal cigar.
That's crazy.
What do we want to give away? Let's give away a 5-pack of our April Customs Caballeros. In the comments below, let us know. We just did our 100th episode the week before this one. I want to know in the comments below, out of the 100 episodes that have aired, what has been your favorite Cigar Club podcast episode? I want to know the episode number and why it was your favorite. So let us know in the comments below, and we will pick out a winner to send a 5-pack of our April Customs to.
There you have it.
There you have it, folks. That was a great time. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, happy smoking.
Peace.